You know, one of the few things they're going to learn about being in this truth and walking in this truth is that your flesh can wage war against your soul, wage war against your spirit in a lot of ways. Yeah, man, your flesh can be your biggest enemy in this spiritual warfare. The passions of the flesh, it all comes with sin. Anger, jealousy, envy, lust, gluttony, procrastination, wrath. And you know, when it comes to my channel, right? I know I'm not getting a lot of views and stuff, and subscriber count don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? We all know that. It's the views that actually matter. How many people are clicking and watching your videos? And I've been noticing lately with the content that I've been putting out and producing and what I've been talking about when it comes to the Bible, truth, you know, making references of the Bible in my content, it's not really being seen by more people. I would say less people are watching and tuning in, okay? And it's not doing good in terms of viewership. But this is what has been expected when you talk about truth. You talk about the Bible, right? Even preaching the word. A lot of people are not going to like that. And they're not outrightly trying to be like, oh, you shouldn't be preaching the word. You shouldn't be trying to talk about the Bible. How dare you? It's not direct hate. It's what's in their heart. It's what's in their heart that is leading them to reject the message, reject the word. And I get it. I've been there myself, because the Lord pondereth the heart of a lot of everyone. Of everyone. Everyone's heart is being judged by the Lord. The Lord looketh at a man's heart. And my heart at one point did not want to receive the word. Didn't want to seek truth. Didn't want to seek the kingdom at all. So I get it. I get it if it's a disconnect. If my content right now is a disconnect, I totally understand. You know what I mean? It's still all love. You know what I'm saying? Salute to anyone that still watches the content and receives the message, right? But with some people, a lot of people, they're not going to receive it. They're not going to understand it, right? The word can be snatched out of a person's heart if they don't understand it. If they're receiving it, the evil one can snatch it out of their heart. If they're not understanding, if they're not applying the word to their life. And guess what? Don't act like that hasn't happened to you. It's happened to a lot of us, where we listen to the word. We know we got to be listening to it. We know it's going to do something to our spirit. But for some reason, we just don't receive it. Our heart rejects it. It's not that we're trying to reject the word. It's our heart that rejects the word. Right? We're not going to receive it. So the evil one is going to come in, the devil. He'll snatch it away from our heart. And then at that point, we're just not going to apply no word to our life. We are not going to understand or take heed to what's said in the Bible. So you got to understand where people are at in their life, in their walk. I know where I'm at in my walk. I may be still in the beginning stages, but I'm moving along in the spirit. See, my flesh, it wants to wage war with anger, strife, or even jealousy. And it's like, it's one of the things I got to check myself and correct myself and say, hold up, this is the flesh. This ain't the spirit talking. This is the flesh talking. My flesh wants me to complain about the lack of viewership. My flesh wants me to, wage war. My flesh wants me to, throw a tantrum, a rant, vent, and all that. But my spirit, man, is maturing. Spiritually, I'm maturing. And the result of that is, it just ain't worth it. It just ain't worth it, man, to complain about the lack of views, because I know that I'm talking about the word. In my way, I'm preaching the word. I may not be doing it in the best way, but I'm still, like I said, I'm a novice in this truth, a novice in this faith. But I'm not going to be someone that just walks away from the word, walks away from the truth, and goes back into the world. No, because for me, there is no going back. There is no going back. Because in my heart, I know it would be foul for me to go back into the world, and just neglect my spirit and feed my flesh. I can't do that. My spirit is strengthening at a point to where I can't even complain. I can't even get mad. It's not even worth it. It's not even worth my energy to get mad about something like this. Because I know that people are not going to receive what I'm saying. They're not going to get what I'm saying. They want me to talk about all about semen retention. They want me to keep making semen retention videos, NoFap, PMO, whatever you want to call it, right? Because that's what gets a lot of clicks and views. I understand how this works. This is YouTube. This is social media. It's a popular topic, and I get why it is. But there's a deeper message that is to be said, that is to be produced and to be spread. It's more than just retaining your sexual energy. We're talking about our soul. We're talking about our spirit. We're talking about dying to the flesh. We're talking about picking up our cross and walking obedient, walking in the Lord's ways, in Jesus Christ's ways, the Messiah's ways, not walking the world's ways, not the heathen's ways. We're in a point in our life, some of us, we are trying to progress and transform ourselves into a new creature. And we're trying to let go of everything of the world and move past it. So it's like, I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised that I'm not getting a lot of people viewing my videos now. And I was taking a break for a month because I had to get myself right in the spirit. I didn't like some things about myself that I had to fix, and I didn't felt that I was, competent enough to talk about anything on YouTube for a while, for a whole month. And that's just the truth. That's just a God's honest truth right there. So I want to talk about this because it's important to know, when you're walking in truth, your flesh is your biggest enemy, man. You can be your biggest enemy, no doubt. But you gotta look at the difference between your flesh and your spirit. Your spirit has to be strengthened, and your flesh has to be weakened. When your flesh is strengthened over your spirit, that means you're feeding the flesh too much of the passions and carnalities of this world. And you're walking in that. Don't gratify the desires of the flesh. You see, the desires of the flesh for me was to come on here and complain. about how YouTube is being unfair. YouTube is not, it's not promoting my content. YouTube is holding me down. That would be my flesh talking at the end of the day. But because I'm spiritually growing and maturing, it's not even worth my time. It's not even worth my energy to complain nor to care. Because I know when it comes to talking about the word and talking about truth, there's a price in terms of lack of support, lack of viewership. Not a lot of people clicking and viewing, because I understand it's not in people's heart to receive the word. I get it, because I was once that person. I totally understand. From a viewer standpoint, I get it, right? I know what it's like to be a reprobate. I know what it's like to be someone that was walking in the flesh all the time. So you have to begin to sacrifice the flesh daily, and it takes time. This takes a lot of time and effort. It's not easy. Because if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. Everyone would be sacrificing their flesh for the spirit, for spiritual well-being, for God to dwell in you. It would be easy if everyone was doing it, but it's hard. But it's still doable. So, with that being said, man, there's no point in me complaining. I accept for what it is, man. But I'm going to keep putting out this type of content. And I'm going to, be putting out the truth. Putting out the word. Putting out a profound message that everyone can hear. So that being said, man, if you really appreciate this message, and if you thought this message was edifying, hit the like button for the algorithm. Subscribe for more content. Share this video. Whoever needs to hear it, share it. So, thank you all for watching. This is Warrior for Christ. I'm out, and salute.